Hey everyone, Kyle Walker here. If you love cars, fixing things, or just want to understand your vehicle better, you're in the right place. I share hands-on tips, smart driving advice, and straight-up car talk without the fluff. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick around till the end. You don't want to miss what's coming up. Let's get into
Every day
it.
we may see hundreds of trucks traveling between cities for the purpose of transporting goods. So-called truckers are just as much road users as other vehicles. Considering that this is a full-fledged professional field of activity, it is not surprising that it has its own peculiarities that are not available for the general public to understand. Let's see why you can meet on the lorry's plates with the names of their drivers. The main versions. Let's try to objectively understand the question of why truckers hang a nameplate on the windshield. It turns out that they have their own professional system of identification signs and their own unique traditions. It is generally believed that there are several modern versions of why a piece of paper with the driver's name on it ends up on the windshield, from where it can be seen by everyone around. Consider them separately, although each has a right to exist. Makes it easier for drivers of large trucks to communicate with each other. It is much easier to communicate with other truckers when you already know in advance how and to whom you can personally address. Since many transmit information to each other via walkie-talkie, knowing a name always gives you advance warning of an unfavorable situation on the road to increase their own self-esteem. Indeed, there is such a version. They say that the driver puts a plate with his name, wanting to stand out from the surrounding flow. First of all, it does not concern the flow of transport in general, but the flow of heavy vehicles. This is such an unusual way chosen by truckers, an attempt to avoid punishment for violation of traffic rules. The version looks absolutely not logical, since surveillance cameras on public roads fix the license plate number of the vehicle registration. It is used to identify the vehicle and send out a receipt for payment of the fine. There is also a suggestion that this creates a kind of trap for the perpetrators, who are plentiful on the roads and in parking lots. A potential criminal will try to address the driver by the name on the plate behind the windshield. If it is not correct, the trucker should immediately become alert and take action to safeguard property and health. Most drivers know each other personally from years of traveling and know each other's correct names. Read also, is it realistic to save fuel with magnets, other recognizable signs? Truckers are not just a profession, but a separate class with its own distinctive features and even long-standing traditions. Let's see what other attributes, besides nameplates, they like to hang in the cabs of their trucks. It is not uncommon to see pennants, souvenirs, badges, scarves, rosaries, and other such accessories. The fact is that the cab of the truck for many of them is a second home, so drivers try to somehow organize their corner for housing and work. This helps to make it as comfortable and convenient as possible. It is also necessary to understand the superstitious side of placing all this paraphernalia in the cabs. When you spend a lot of time on the road, you start to believe in various omens and coincidences. Besides, it is always connected with the issues of life safety and cargo safety during its transportation. It is not uncommon to see a sign on the glass with the word empty, which should indicate that the driver is traveling without cargo. Such information is intended for potential bandits and traffic police officers. Since the driver is traveling without cargo, it makes little sense to stop him. By the way, for the uninitiated, it may seem that the sign empty is a real way to deceive all ill-wishers, including traffic police officers. In fact, an experienced inspector can easily determine the approximate degree of loading of a truck by eye. In addition, it is not customary for drivers themselves to put up such a plate. If the car is actually moving with a load, it is bad form. You can also find city nameplates on trucks traveling between cities. This is quite simple to decipher. In this way, the driver gives information about where he is going. This allows him to pick up hitchhikers, if any willing to be found on the way, and earn extra money. Read also, tips on the proper use of a self-service car wash. When washing a car, we should not be surprised when we meet various signs behind the windshield of heavy-duty vehicles. It turns out that they have their own system of communication and information transfer, as well as their own meaning in the dissemination of such information. We invite you to share in the comments who had or has your own experience on this topic. In conclusion, the practice of truckers putting their names on the windshield serves multiple purposes, from fostering a sense of community to enhancing safety and accountability on the road. It allows fellow drivers to identify and connect with one another, creating a network of support within the trucking industry. Additionally, it can act as a deterrent against reckless driving, as having a name displayed encourages responsible behavior. Understanding this simple yet meaningful tradition helps us appreciate the camaraderie and professionalism that define the trucking community. Thank you for watching, and we hope you gained valuable insights into this unique aspect of trucker culture.